I think that y'all are a bunch of haters because you hate these design choices, but I think they're actually pretty good. Today I'm gonna share my controversial interior design opinions that no one asked for, and they're not even all negative. They're just atypical. I agree with you guys on some things. We have different opinions, but let's just get into it. Number one, accent walls. I think that accent walls look cool, but you guys hate them. On every single interior design trend list, people are saying accent walls are over. No more accent walls. Tear your entire house down if you have one. Why? What's wrong with the accent wall? Let me give you my argument for the accent wall. What if someone really likes leopard print, right? Would you rather them have it on one wall or every single wall? Would you like to feel like you're in the zoo, or would you just like to be able to appreciate a pattern or texture but not be overwhelmed by it, right? I think sometimes there are design elements that a space needs. We need a little bit of pop, but if we have too much of it, it can be visually overwhelming. I like accent walls. I think they're a good thing. It breaks up the monotony, right? If you make everything the same thing, it's still monotonous. That doesn't mean it doesn't look good, but it is still the same thing over and over and over again. I don't see a problem with an accent wall. Now, the accent wall that truly gets the most amount of hate is the geometric accent wall. The accent wall that makes you feel like you're in sophomore trigonometry and you're trying to figure out what the hell the Pythagorean theorem is. But honestly, I don't hate them. I think they're fun. I think they're a little bit too cluttered though. They can be very cluttered because you're just getting lost in it. You're getting lost in it. You're like, is this Where's Waldo? Is this a maze? Am I going to win? But I think that they can still look good. I don't think there's cause to rip down your house if you have an accent wall or just throw the entire room away, which I feel like that's how dramatic people are being about it. I think the way that you can make your accent wall look a little bit more current is have that accent wall if you have some type of molding, but keep it the same paint color as the rest of the room. If you do it this way, right, you still get to have that accent wall. You don't have to tear it down. You don't have to fill those holes because, oh, filling holes is a labor of love. It's a labor of love that I do not do. I hate it. Now, while I am not a hater on the accent wall, there is something that I just absolutely despise. There are a few things in interior design that I hate, but I hate this. I hate the 3D wall panels. I hate them. I just, you know, it makes me think of The Matrix. Have you seen The Matrix? That stuff is scary. I don't want anyone sticking one of those things in the back of my head. It gives me the Matrix, it gives me the Death Star, and all of those things are very negative. I hate the 3D wall panels. I just think it looks like you took your Legos and you kind of glued it to the wall. It's just a personal preference. It just doesn't really do it for me. I do see the benefit though. They can, you know, absorb sound. So if you are a guitarist or a drummer or something like that, and you have a room and you're trying to dampen the noise, I see the merit in 3D wall panels, but like, you know, like rugs and like non-Minecrafty wall panels will also get the job done, but that is truly just my opinion, and there are lots of things in my house that you hate. But again, I'm sharing my controversial design opinion, so let me say what I have to say. Number 3, people say that your kitchen cabinet should touch the ceiling. Your kitchen cabinet should go all the way to the ceiling, right? And I'm with that. But if you have really tall ceilings, that doesn't make any sense. Now, I'm not saying people have 16-foot ceilings and they're putting their cabinet 16 feet in the air, or you know what? I'm hoping that that's not what's happening. I'm hoping that that's not what's happening. But even if you do have taller ceilings, I feel like the distance between the countertop and the cabinets, it starts to get too wide a lot of the times because people are trying to allude to this design rule that your kitchen cabinet should go closer to the ceiling. And I just want to know where you hide the ladder in your kitchen, because I have really tall ceilings. My cabinets are a little bit higher than just like normal height because I have tall ceilings, and I have no idea what's on the top. I have no idea what's on the top. It could be a wardrobe into Narnia for all I know. Mr. Tumnus might be hanging out in there. I have no idea because I cannot reach it. I truly have to get out my like 10-foot ladder to be able to like store food on the top. It is too damn tall. I totally understand, you know, wanting to take advantage of that vertical space. You pay for the whole house, so let's use every inch of it, right? So maybe we could display more of our backsplash or whatever. I get it. But if you have taller ceilings, please don't shift it up because of that design rule. I've seen people do that. That's obviously what happened in my own home, and I just hate it. For practicality's sake, I hate it because I'm losing all this cabinetry. At the same time, I'm not saying have your cabinet super down low. That also looks silly. There's a happy medium, and I just kind of want people to reach that. Also, sometimes when people want them to like reach the tippy top, they'll add like an extra small cabinet that doesn't fit anything. Like you can just fit your mail up there, but that's not where your mailbox is. So I would rather just leave it empty, right? I think if we can't shift the entire cabinet up and just kind of fill that space, let's just leave it as is. Your house is okay as is, and we don't have to buy into every single trend. So this is one I'm just like, let's just skip. Number 4, your house should not have color in it if you find color overwhelming. Now, for a lot of people, color can be too overwhelming visually, right? It can make you feel erratic or unsettled or things like that. Some people just thrive more with neutrals because color does have a really big impact on our emotion. There's so much psychology behind color, but now color is trending big time. Everyone's saying all white interiors are over, all gray interiors are over. That's lame, that's passé, it's awful. And that's fine, trends ebb and flow, and I respect that. But some people cannot cope with color. It is too much for them. I am almost one of those people. I can really very much tolerate color like in my artwork, but beyond that, it just feels like too much for me. It can be too distracting. It can really interrupt the workflow. So I don't think we should make people feel bad for the fact that they don't like color, right? There are lots of things that people don't like, so we can just let people live. If someone wants to live in their all white house, not the White House, their all white house where they have a white sofa and a white rug and a white whatever and their white cat, then why don't we just let them do that and just send them some Folex, you know, and the Bissell Green Machine and kind of be on our way. I grew up in a maximalist household and I think it's beautiful. I think it's wonderful, but I have a hard time focusing there. I feel like I can't do what I need to do because my mind is too occupied with the color so that I can't focus on something else, right? So I can appreciate it and not want to live like that. The same people who may not, you know, love color in their home may have a very colorful wardrobe, right? There is so much psychology that goes into it. I feel like we should pressure people less to infuse color in their home, just as we shouldn't pressure people to have neutral homes. Just let people do what they want to do. Like literally, why do you care? Number 5, I do not believe that the art has to match the rest of your home. I really don't believe that. I think art is so personal. Like I love figurative art. I don't care what it is. I don't care what they're doing. I love figurative art. There's nothing more that I appreciate than the human body. I just love that in my artwork. Does it really go with my design style? No, my design style is a little bit more modern look. It's more contemporary. It lends itself more to abstract art, but that is not my bread and butter. I definitely do have abstract art in here, but I'm slowly filling my home with more figurative art because that's what speaks to me. Art is so personal, and more importantly, art is so expensive. And I'm not saying that it shouldn't be, but sometimes you'll buy a drawing, and it'll be upwards of $1,000. And again, I respect artists. I'll pay the prices. It is what it is because it's something that I really do value. But it's so expensive that I think it's very important for you to enjoy it. So you shouldn't buy something that works with your style and you not actually like it. Like I have tons of clients who have the same design style as me. It's like more modern looks and stuff like that. And they're like, Kiva, I just don't like abstract art because what the F is going on in here? What are they even doing? What does this mean? And I'm like, it doesn't mean anything. It's nothing. And that's fine. I love art that's nothing sometimes, right? Again, not talking smack, it just is what it is. So if you like landscapes, if you like expressionist art, if you like impressionist art, it doesn't matter. You should bring the art that you enjoy into your home. The only tweak you should make is maybe choose art that kind of works with your color scheme a little bit more, but stylistically, I don't think it needs to be the same. The next controversial design opinion I have is that you need to have the right size vase for your flower arrangement. Some flowers, some length flowers, some shape flowers don't go in really small vases and vice versa. Different flowers require different vases. Different arrangements require different vases. I don't want you to have like a 2-foot hydrangea in a vase that is only 6 inches tall. Proportion wise, scale wise, it just isn't matching up. This bothers me so much. Like I will bring my flowers, my faux flowers into the vase store. I don't care. I knocked on the front, I didn't knock on. I walked into Michael's at 9 a.m. You wanna know what time they open? 9 a.m. And I brought my entire bag of florals with me and I was like, I am not stealing. Here's my receipt from the other store. And I sat there and I tried every single flower because each flower does not go with every single type of vase. And it's not really flower specific, it's arrangement specific. You need to mix it up. Some things look better in round vases, rectangular vases, and you have to make sure the height is right. There's nothing worse than a vase that is so tall for the flower that the flower is barely poking out of the vase. It's like, hello, help me, see me, I'm stuck in this well, right? That's negative. We don't want to be stuck in a well. We don't want that. So we need to match. We need to just put more thought into this. I don't have anything else to say besides this is a design opinion I've been waiting to share with someone, and it really makes me mad. Number 8, everything you own cannot be significant to you. I made an Instagram reel on this and I have to reiterate it. Now, we live in this day and age where people are like, only buy things that speak to you, that speak to your soul. And first thing I want to say is, if your pillow is speaking to you, your house is haunted, because it is an inanimate object and it should not be uttering words to you. But beyond that, if it's not literally speaking to you, here's what I'll say. Everything cannot be special to you. Everything cannot be super important. Should you buy things in your home that spark joy for you, that are, connected to an emotion? Maybe you got this bed in your childhood, right? And you have so many amazing memories and you want to bring that bed into your new home. I 100% support you, for sure. But if you're walking around Crate and Barrel waiting for a sofa to spark, to make you feel like you found your one true love, you're wasting your time. That is just ridiculous. Some things, they just come down to functionality and practicality. I want you to choose your sofa based on its comfort, based on the number of people it can seat, based upon the height, given your mobility. That's what I want you to base it off of, whether or not it has performance fabric, not whether or not you feel like you can have a romantic date night on it. The romantic date night is very important too, but the comfort and the functionality, it just comes first. I don't think everything has to be significant. Things gain significance over time. They gain significance when they've lived with you and your family, when you've made memories on them. They're not going to be significant in the store. The next one is that Facebook Marketplace is better than vintage stores. Oop, I said it, and I'll say it again. Facebook Marketplace is better than vintage stores. Why? Because vintage stores know what they have and they price those items accordingly. I'm not talking about thrift stores. Vintage stores know what they have and they price those items accordingly. Facebook Marketplace, you have Mom and Pop and Joe and Sally and whomever, and they have no idea what they have. They have some stuff in their house and they're ready to get that stuff out, right? Because they gotta declutter, they're trying to decompress, or they're cleaning out someone's house and they just want that stuff gone, right? So they're like, $50 for this, antique thing that actually belonged to President whatever. People just don't know what they have, and there's a sense of urgency that kind of comes with shopping on Facebook Marketplace for not only the person trying to buy things, but the seller. It is just so much smarter, and you can haggle a little bit better, and you don't get that air of superiority that you feel in a vintage store. I don't know about you, but I've walked into a vintage store and they're like, this was owned by Prince whatever from here, from this date, don't you know? And I'm like, no, I don't know. It's not mine, why would I know? And I'm fairly educated, but you can't be educated on everything. Or at least that's just how I feel. You don't get that with Facebook Marketplace. You get someone being like, you want me to leave it on the stoop or do you want me to put it in your car for you? That's what I like. And therefore I think Facebook Marketplace is just better because it's more affordable, because people don't know what they have. And there's no feelings of discomfort unless you're going to someplace sketchy, but that's not a me problem. And last but not least, my final controversial design opinion is that your entryway does not need to be decorated to the nines. It can just be functional. Now, for people who have a mud room, or you coming through your garage, this doesn't apply to you. I think your entryway, it should look like a bust down. You should give everything you can give in the entryway, and then you can let the other rooms fall to the wayside until you get around to it. I think that for most people though, if you don't have a mud room or you don't come in through your garage, your entryway just has to be functional. I'm not putting my keys in my bedroom so that my entryway looks good. BFFR. It's just not realistic. My keys are staying by the front door, my wallet's staying by the front door, because when I gotta go, I gotta go. I can't, that sounds like I have to go to the bathroom. What I mean is, if I need to leave, I'm leaving. And I'm not searching for my keys, I'm going. The number of times I've walked to my car without my keys, astronomical. Sometimes you just want to leave the house. Your returns. If I put my returns in my closet instead of leaving them in my entryway, I'm not getting my money back from Abercrombie, and they're not stealing my money anymore, okay? Not anymore. Time is over. Take your returns back to the store. Take them back to Home Goods, okay? You need them at the front door to remember. I think the entryway, obviously, it should look nice. I'm not saying turn this into your waste room. I'm not saying that, but I don't think it's practical to not have practical things in the entryway. There are shoes there are keys there are returns there, sometimes there are backpacks there. Such is life. You live in your home, and that's the entryway. The mess tends to spill over to somewhere else anyway. I'd rather it be the entryway. I know no one's gonna agree with me about this one, but it's truly how I feel. I always have a tray filled with mail at the front of my house, and I'm not rearranging my mail for you. If you don't like the way it looks, keep it moving. Opening my mail, looking through my mail is a felony anyway, because you're not me. So there you go. I'm saving you from some jail time. But that is the end of my list of controversial interior design opinions. Thank you for letting me rant with you. Thank you for letting me share my truth. Let me know down in the comments what other controversial interior design opinions do you have. Leave them down below, but don't be mean to people, okay? All right. If you liked today's video, please don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, have a beautiful day.